for a motion to return to open session.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes. That's it, guys, we're done. Okay. If you would, the first thing we're going to do tonight's the most important thing, and that's the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have an agenda before us. I don't know if we had any modifications to it. Do we have a motion to adopt it?
I'll move to adopt the agenda.
I guess I'll second that. Did you fall asleep?
No. But
Oh. Well, I was going to do that next. Okay. For a reason, if you don't mind.
Mr. Pappas?
yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes. If you would, we did lose one of our own last week, and we would ask that everyone stand for a moment of silence in Kevin's memory. Thank you. Chief Ober?
Thank you. Good evening. First thing on the agenda for the fire department is a retirement announcement of Lieutenant Gary Justice. Gary, if you could come up here, please. While Gary makes his way up, I think there were 3 buildings that were built around him. And you could say that someday coming up soon, right, Gary? Gary spent 36 years with the department. Today is his last day. He started as a volunteer, obviously made career. He, over the years, made rank of lieutenant. He acted as a battalion chief. He was also very instrumental in our public education program, teaching young and old at times about fire safety. And Gary will be missed, and we wish him the best. Gary, would you like to say a few words?
I said few. A few, okay, just a few. No, it has been a very rewarding career. I truly loved every day of it. Like all the guys say, you know, I'm probably one of the few that really doesn't want to retire, but I know it's time. But I got a good man that's going to replace me, and I hope I've instilled some lessons for him that he's learned of things to do and a lot of things not to do. But we had a lot of fun. So thank you all very much.
All right, thank you, Gary.
And your next career is? Thank you very much.
Came from a family member, I think. Okay. All right. With the recent announcement of retirement, as we just mentioned, and Gary alluded to his replacement, if the board wishes to do so, as we've discussed, our next firefighter paramedic on our promotional exam for lieutenant is Brian Jones. If we could have Brian come up here, please, and have the oath. Yeah, I knew you had a bad arm for the other side.
Brian, Would you raise your right hand, repeat after me, I will administer the oath of office. I, please state your name.
Ryan Jones.
Do hereby swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
Do hereby swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the policies and procedures
the policies and procedures
of the Board of Township Trustees of Anderson Township,
of the Board of Township Trustees of Anderson Township,
and do ethically and faithfully
and ethically and faithfully
discharge the duties of my office.
discharge the duties of my office.
Congratulations.
At this time, if I could have his father, Tim Jones, come up and pin his badge on him, please.
Father and son look like identical twins, don't they?
If I could, I'd like to take time to thank everybody for their support over the last few weeks. We greatly appreciate board administration and everybody else in the community, so thanks again for our loss.
Thank you, Mark. Okay, you know, that's the highlight of the evening, guys, so sit back and relax. We have no legislative update. Representative Steltberg couldn't be here tonight, but as we do at every meeting, we set aside time for public forum. If anyone would like to come and address this board, please come forward. We ask that you state your name and address and limit your comments to 5 minutes, non-repetitive. So if anyone would like to walk out the door, why don't you guys go ahead? Why don't you go ahead?
This is usually the time when that happens.
Yes. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
Thanks.
Were they here for
Okey dokey.
One of you has to stay. There's a rule. One of you decide. Mike, I guess it's you. You're last out the door, buddy.
It's going to simplify the public. It's going to simplify the
Oh,
public.
there you go. There you go. World loves a volunteer.
Go Bearcats.
Go Bearcats. There you go. Okay. All right. With that, we still have opened the public forum. Did you want to come up and say hi? How are you? Or tell us how things are in California, whatever. Okay. Well, there not appearing to be a whole lot of people that want to speak tonight. We'll close the public forum portion of the meeting. Move on to trustees' comments. Gentlemen, Josh?
Hi, Dan.
That's it?
Coming.
Thanks for coming.
Hi, Josh's dad. That's it. Thanks for coming. That's all I got.
Just one quick one. You know, our two fellows here have really encouraged us to get more involved in social media, and we're taking an active role in so many areas of broadening our communication with the public. Unfortunately, with social media, there are people who can be scurrilous and probably sitting in their underwear in their basement on their computer or something along those lines.
Not to say that. Really?
Anyway, there was one going around recently, and I just want to throw it out here so you know. Someone claiming that the trustees, the three of us, had negotiated some deal with a major, there you go, with a major company, in this case Walmart, to bring them to the Anderson Center. And I would say this, that whether you like Walmart or not, this board does not negotiate with companies to come onto private property that's owned by Victory Investments to bring them here. There's absolutely, to my knowledge, no truth to the rumor. In fact, I know personally that Mr. Koss, who's going to be in town tonight, has no interest in an arrangement like that. There are too many other positive possibilities. So when you hear that rumor, tell them it's utter nonsense. So when we find that guy in his basement, we'll stop it. Right?
Put some clothes on him.
That's right. Anyway, that's it. Fiscal Officer, Mr. Ken Dietz.
Thank you. We do have our end of August reports available. We finally got our tax settlement from the county auditor's office last week, and the revenues came in above what we had projected. So that's the good news. The same good news but bad news, because we have an appropriation change tonight, as we receive more TIF dollars than I had projected at the beginning of last year. We talked about this last month, that we were going to have to increase that amount that we're going to give to the Forest Hill School District. So that's one of our changes here. Next year, I would say it's going to be probably even more difficult to predict what the TIF revenues are going to be, because the reappraisal is going to kick in, and we don't have a clue right now. Hopefully by March we will have a much better clue as to what the increases were. Well, we will. But so we have several. We have a couple minor appropriation changes within the same fund. We needed some dollars in the contracts, facilities, maintenance area for lake mitigation, as is required by the EPA. We did consider that was going to be part of the budget, but we had other expenses in that area that we did not anticipate. So we had some extra dollars in the miscellaneous expenses. We're pretty sure that that's going to get us through the next till the end of the year for changes in contracts, facilities, maintenance. That's within funds, so that doesn't require a letter to the county auditor's office. Fire and rescue, we ran short of dollars in supplies. We did have a little extra money in workers' compensation payments, so that's another appropriation change within the same fund, which does not require a letter to the county auditor. The third one, though, does require us to send a letter and to have an amended certificate from the county auditor's office about the dollars in that fund that are appropriated. The increase of $300,000 is due to a payment to the Forest Hill School District. That does include some fees that are involved there, which we include in that line item to the tune of like $60-something thousand. So once again, I underestimated about $240,000. One of the reasons why we are careful about the estimates is that we don't want to balloon our budget up $500,000 or $700,000 just to make sure we don't have to have an appropriation change at this time. So I would need the board's approval to make those changes, and we will send a letter to the county auditor for the $300,000.
Do we have a motion?
I move to adopt the appropriation changes within the same fund.
Second.
Discussion? One thing, Ken, I don't think you're going to hear too many complaints from us when you estimate too low. I think we're comfortable with it happening that way. So
Yes.
thank you.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Gerd?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we have no report from our law director tonight. We'll move on to planning and zoning. Paul Drury.
Good evening. We just have one item under our agenda for planning and zoning, which is a consideration of nuisance abatement for 1409 Hilltree Drive, and this was for the abatement of tall grass. The property is owned by Michael Cutting, and we do have some pictures on the screen. We were out doing a last-minute inspection this afternoon, and he was home out in the yard working on a truck, not the yard. So we did ask if he, received the notices and had any plans, and he indicated he would take care of the grass, but we are requesting action tonight just in case that doesn't happen, so we don't have to wait another month. So there's a resolution before you for revised code 505.8.
If it's done, we don't even send the letter, is that correct?
That's correct.
Got it. Do we have a motion? No,
I don't think,
You?
I had one somewhere.
I had one, but it's not here.
Oh, it's not? It was there somewhere. Anyway, I would make a motion that,
here we go.
you got it?
Right there.
Okay. Okay.
I'd like to make a resolution determining the existence of nuisance on land owned by Michael D. and Nancy Cutting, 1409 Hilltree Drive, providing for notice and remediation.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes. Barbara had indicated this is not the first time we've gone
This is not.
with these folks, so.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
I wish the neighbors would take a stronger interest in helping those folks.
So he was working on a truck, but not the grass.
Sheriff's Office.
Good evening, Sergeant Kevin Blythe, Sheriff's Department. I have nothing for the agenda tonight.
But you got on
Well done.
camera, Sergeant, so way to go. All right. Thank you. Public Works, Richard Shelley.
Good evening. Public Works did cut the corner of Hilltree and Shinstone 1409 earlier this week just to alleviate tall grass for visibility issues turning the corner, so. And as Paul
In the
stated-
right-of-way, you mean?
In the right-of-way, yes. And as Paul stated earlier, that individual has had several occurrences where he's been helped, and charitable organizations have pitched in, and it's just a situation where hopefully someday it'll resolve itself. I have 12 items before the board tonight, and I know Mr. Jackson would wish that was one, but as of this evening's meeting, we still don't have any way to do this other than individual resolutions. And I could break them up over months, but then it would feel like we do these every meeting. So the best bet is just to bite the,
We took a
lighting
vote,
district and
and
go on
I
through.
don't have to read them. How's that?
okay. Well, that would be your, certainly your pleasure. So I apologize to the board, but it is what it is. And
We have to do it, we have to do it.
We have 1 year out of 5 that this hits in this bulk.
Okay.
We have 40-something in total, 2 more on the way. So lighting districts are a popular thing in Anderson Township.
Mr. Pappas, you're on the clock.
All right, I'd like to introduce a motion awarding the contract and confirming assessments for Coldstream Manor Lighting District.
Second.
Discussion.
Mr. Pappas?
Why don't we read the first code, and then we won't read it after.
You don't, okay, pursuant to...
Just one.
Just to revise code sections 9.3, 5.5, I'm sorry, 515.081, 515.11, and 515.08.
Second.
Discussion?
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes. Okay.
Mr. Girth?
Ooh, we
I
got
move
all-
to adopt a resolution awarding contract and confirming assessments for Coventry Woods Lighting District.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
I move to award contract and confirming assessments for Glen Abbey Lighting District.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
I move to adopt a resolution awarding contract and confirming assessments for Hampton Park Lighting District.
Second?
Sorry, I got lost there for a second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes. Got his attention.
Thank you. I move to adopt a resolution awarding contract and confirming assessments for Harcourt Estates Lighting District.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
I move to adopt a resolution awarding contract and confirming assessments for Huntcrest Lighting District.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
I move to adopt a resolution awarding contract and confirming assessments for Landings of Anderson Phase 2 Lighting District.
Yes.
Second. Oh, wait a second.
Second.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Neighborhood, yeah.
Oh, is that yours?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Move to adopt a resolution awarding contract and confirming assessments for Lawyers Point Lighting District.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Move to adopt a resolution awarding contract and confirming assessments for Rolling Rock Lane Lighting District.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Move to adopt a resolution awarding contract and confirming assessments for Salem Ridge Lighting District.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Move to adopt a resolution awarding contract and confirming assessments for Sanctuary of Ivy Hills Phase 2.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Move to adopt a resolution awarding contract and confirming assessments for Turpin Lakes Lighting District.
Second that?
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes. How do we do?
Wow.
That's all I have
This will be back in a year, roughly?
for these, yes.
When
Yes.
the auditor comes out with their new values and they have their files up, I think it would be a good idea if we would print out each of those parcels and attach them just to show that the auditor has billed each of those parcels correctly. I don't know if we've ever done that. We might have spot checked them or whatever, but
I think you and I are the only two in the room that know what you just said, but I agree with you,
I know what he
and
said.
I will be happy to take care of that for you.
I mean, it just would be nice to say, we
Yes.
we have those totals, and the auditor did it correctly, and we verified it.
Absolutely.
I know we spot check them every year, but still, to just have that hard copy.
Yes, I'd be happy to do that.
Nice.
Considering what we went through with the auditor's office the last time around, it's probably
And-
a wise
and-
thing to do.
This is now my 12th year at Anderson Township and my 7th person at the auditor's office to deal with lighting districts. So sometimes we
You keep
lose in the
driving along?
lose in the translation.
We're up-
Yes, I know what you're talking about, Mr. Dietz. I'll take care of that.
We're up to 42
Yeah, it's real close. Yeah, we've got a couple ready to come online.
and new ones besides, right?
Yep.
And we have to renew them, unfortunately,
Every 5 years.
5 years.
Yes, sir.
And they never go away unless they go away.
Certainly,
They never go away.
perhaps we could see if our state representative or our new state representative, whoever that might be, could modify the language to extend them to 10 years.
That's what it would take. Probably get some pushback from the utility companies because of the fluctuation, of course, in utility prices, but it fluctuates so quickly now, they don't even offer a long-term contract. They used to give us a contract that they would guarantee for 5 years,
Right.
but that was under Synergy. When Duke took over, in the last several years, we have not even operated under what we're calling a long-term contract.
Right.
So that's all been modified,
So
too.
Shouldn't matter. They might as well make it 10 years, 15 years, because they're going to set the price anyway.
If it never runs out, I don't know why it has to be so frequent, but currently that's the law.
Silly.
Yep.
Good. We'll talk to him about that one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Chief? Nothing else? Thank you. Did a nice job so far. Township Administrator, Mrs. Vicki Earhart, she's been here for hours.
Yes, I have. It was. Good evening. Mr. Severs has the first two items.
I'm sorry. His name isn't on the agenda.
No, the agenda's all messed up.
First item we have is for your consideration is a project we've been working with the Hamilton County Park District, now Gray Parks on for a number of years. This is the extension of Little Wyoming Trail from Little Wyoming Golf Center south of Beachmont Avenue through some green space property, the Walls Green Space as we refer to it, at the intersection of State Road 32 and Clough Pike. There is a permanent easement that we recorded on the property, but in order to construct the trail, Little Miami Park District is requesting a temporary construction easement to regrade the driveway outside of that easement area. The maps are before you. There's also a motion for your consideration to donate that easement to Great Parks and for us to authorize the necessary paperwork with Great Parks or ODOT to that project.
Do we have a motion?
I move to authorize the Township Administrator to enter into agreement with Great Parks and/or the Ohio Department of Transportation to donate a temporary easement on the Walls green space parcel as outlined by staff.
I think that
Second.
should have been as outlined, perhaps. Okay, we'll change that.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
No.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Thank you. The second item I have is we've been working with the Hamilton County Engineer's Office to develop state capital improvement program applications for 2 projects in Anderson Township. These are projects where the township would be the applicant, and Hamilton County Engineer's Office, if the award is given, would be responsible for all the construction management and the local share of the project cost. So there's a motion before you for the township to submit state capital improvement program applications for repairs and repaving to State Road between Clough Pike and Nagle Road, and between 8 Mile Road, approximately 150 feet north of Beachmont to Woodruff. For your consideration, again, those are due here tomorrow, and we'll find out later this fall if you're successful. And this would be for construction starting after July 1st of 2015.
Do we have a motion?
I move to authorize the Township Administrator to enter into agreement with the Hamilton County Engineers Office and/or to submit grant applications for State Capital Improvement Program, SCIP, for repairs, repaving to State Road between Clough Pike and Nagle and 8 Mile Road between 150 feet north of Beachmont and Woodruff as outlined by staff, which would result in no financial commitment by the township.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
No, this is very important.
And I will pass the Halloween item back to Ms. Earhart, which that was a lot of responsibility last year. So.
That caused a lot of...
Because there's one thing that Mr. Jackson enjoys doing more than lighting districts, and that's setting the
I
date
do.
for trick or treat.
Yeah, this is,
Well, then, by all means.
oh, I will.
Taking you back to last year, when we had a storm blow through on Halloween, and we made the decision to move trick-or-treat hours, as did a lot of townships and a lot of cities and villages in the county for the safety of the residents. It was a very controversial issue. We spent days, if not more than a week, answering calls from residents. What we suggested last year and what we would suggest again this year is while the board, if the board adopts this motion before it, will be setting the official trick-or-treat hours for the township. That does not prohibit individual neighborhoods, homeowners associations. If a particular homeowners association wants to have trick-or-treating on a different night and they organize that with their neighbors, that's fine. This is just general guidelines for township residents. So there is a motion before you.
Should perhaps we think about setting a fallback to 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturday morning?
You know, I'm not sure we want trick-or-treaters at 6 a.m. because then they'll be sugared up all day. This just, you know, gets them over the night.
Okay. Because I enjoy it so much, I would move that we set Friday, October 31st, 2014, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. as a Halloween trick-or-treat night in Anderson Township.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
And just a comment, I know we will also get calls because it's Friday night football. The board has historically set trick-or-treat on Halloween. And again, homeowners associations, if they want to move that and organize it with their neighborhood, that's perfectly fine.
Can you make sure Andrew Pappas gets all those calls?
I can do that.
8 p.m. though, so it ends early enough for bedtime.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all we have.
So still be awake at 8. Not much longer.
That's all we have this evening. Thank you.
That's great. Wonderful. I would let you know that our next regular monthly board meeting is scheduled for October 16, 2014, at 6 p.m. You can call 688-8400 if you have any questions. Otherwise, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Girth?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.
Eric, nice to see you.